Hey guys, Calvin from Team Firespin. I'm going to be doing an updated Cyber Dragon deck profile. Yeah. Main cards in the deck, 40. Starting off, we have 3 Cyber Dragon, 3 Cyber Dragon Dry. Just a note, if you do use his normal summon effect, you cannot summon anything but machines the same turn, so you can't do anything before him and then expect to be able to use his effect if it's not involving special summoning machines. 3 core. His banish effect and summon effect can't be used in the same turn, so just make sure you don't try to banish and then somehow normal summon another one to search later. Whichever one you pick is the one you're stuck with. 3 Galaxy Soldier. Pitch a light, special summon, search another galaxy monster. Toon Cyber Dragon at 2. Counts as the Cyber Dragon card for Rampage. Another level 5, same special summon effect as Cyber Dragon. I'll go into more of why I'm running 2 later. And 1 Galaxy Wizard as another target off of Galaxy Soldier search and because of Galaxy Expedition. That's it for the monsters. Running 3 Upstart for consistency. And then 3 Toon Table of Contents. It searches itself, and then in the end you have an extra Toon Cyber Dragon. I'll go into more detail into that in a second. Got 3 Power Bond, 2 Cyber Repair Plant, 2 Instant Fusion, 2 Twin Twister for the pesky back row, and then 1 OVS, 1 Overload Fusion, 1 Galaxy Expedition for search off Wizard, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Regeki. That's it for the spells. Lastly, there are traps in this version. Run 2 Solemn Strike, 1 Bottomless, 1 Vanity's Emptiness, 1 Torrential, and 1 Warning. So the reason there are traps in this build, the other build really was just turbo. That's really all it was. Ran more fusions in the extra deck. Didn't care about traps at the time because really just wanted to end the game as quick as possible with Power Bond. The extra deck, just 2 Nova and 1 Zenmayo. Zenmayo is really just there because Dry's effect limits me to summoning machines, and I really don't want to run a 3rd Nova. I'd rather just run Zenmayo to bait any back row because if they're not going to activate Warning on Nova, presumably, I'd rather just summon Zenmayo to make them activate it. I'm going to destroy 2 back row. Pleiades and Volcasaurus, another rank 5 options. 2 Infinity. Yeah. Guy had to go off of any of the rank 5s just to give me some Pierce or, Volcasaurus play, or if Pleiades is out of material. 2 Rampage Dragon just for the OTKs, to be able to get him out, pop whatever amount of back row based on what summoned him, and then activate his effect to thin out the deck a little more for extra attacks. Generally, I'll just set up the Grave with Core because with only running 2 Repair Plant, I generally just want Core and Grave. Panzer and Pair for instant fusion targets, and then a Power Bonded Parapsychroid is pretty nice for just being able to attack directly past whatever wall might be there. And since the list has made Cosmo a little more annoying, still 2 Fortress Dragon, just to help that matchup as much as possible. And then 1 Over Dragon, just as another Power Bond or Overload target. So in the main deck, I was running the triple Toon Table of Contents and the double Toon Cyber Dragon. I'm running that over what I've seen some people running, which is 2 Zwei and 3 Fusion Conscription. Zwei, same thing. He's a Cyber Dragon, except he qualifies a little more because he's actually 1 in the grave, whereas Toon Cyber Dragon is not. But he's only level 4, so I don't really like him because I don't run a rank 4 engine, so it seems kind of like wasted space. So there's why I'm running Toon Cyber Dragon over him at a 2 of. And then Fusion Conscription. Fusion Conscription is really good, but it really only benefits the fusion plays, since what you search you can't normal or set or special summon. It's really limiting that you can activate one, and then you'll have the Cyber Dragon in your hand, which it only searches Cyber Dragon, but since you can't summon it, it only benefits the fusion plays, and you can only use one of these once per turn. I like the tune table of contents just because it searches itself, so automatically if I've got one, the other three are gone. So I thin my deck out, and then I end up with the card I wanted. And it benefits both the fusion and the rank 5 plays because I can still special summon the Toon Cyber Dragon and go into a rank 5 play. These have been getting ran. I tested them. I just didn't like that this was only once per turn. It only searched Cyber Dragon himself, and this is level 4, so I don't like it. Some other cards that have been getting used. Machine Dupe. I'm running an Extended Galaxy engine instead of this, the Galaxy Wizard and the Expedition, mainly just because those cards are both searchable through the decks, how it does things. Network searches, not network, Repair Plant searches Wizard, Friend, Soldier whenever I need it, and then Wizard contribute to search Expedition, whereas Machine Dupe, I have to draw it and have a way to get core out, which arguably isn't hard just because there are 3 of, and then I can banish to summon another one off of core's effect. It's just that as soon as I use one of these, or if I've had 2 Cyber Dragons come out of the deck already, they're both dead, and I would have to use Repair Plant to put one back in the deck to maybe make the other one live. I just don't like how it's 2 combo cards that are not searchable and have such a limited use. I prefer the Extended Galaxy engine just because they do search each other, so again, thinning the deck a little more. Obviously, both have their disadvantages, like if something gets Veilered, I can't search off Galaxy Wizard, but if they Veiler Core and I activate this, I'm only going to summon 2 more cores, so unless I'm going into Cyber End, that's not really that useful anyways. If I have another Cyber Dragon in hand to technically have 3 at that point, but I don't like Machine Dupe at the moment, but I do have it. Going into some options, some people cannot afford Strike, and that is entirely understandable. Some alternatives would be Effect Veiler, to Light for Galaxy Soldier, and, hand traps are useful. Some other options, again, going off the turbo build, Turtle, if you don't want to run as heavy of a trap lineup, this can arguably count as a trap, as well as Honest and Dragido, to protect Infinity. If you're not running traps, because you do want it to be faster, you're going to need to run cards like this to somewhat mimic what the traps would be doing for you. If someone forces your Infinity play to try to run over it, Jurgito and Honest are going to be your fallback, or Turtle. These are cards that are alternatives, and obviously you can run other traps, but Strike especially, some people, the card's great, but if you can't run it, there are alternatives. And I think Veiler went up and down. I don't know what the price is right now, so I don't know if that's actually a cheap alternative. If you do decide to go with more of a rank 4 focus, you can go Instant Fusion. Reflage is a great choice with, say, Treacherous or any of the other trap holes. They are entirely effective. Having Infinity and Reflage out is really nice, going off of what the Magician builds and Pepe were doing. I just do not have a way to fit it in where it doesn't feel wonky. You can run cards like Summoner Monk. You do have enough spells, or even going off of what people are trying to do to still get Infinity out, you can run a Chronomaly build of Golden Jet and Neighbor-Disc. Soldier Ball off of Repair Plant, and he benefits technically both plays. If you have a field of just Golden Jet, you can special summon Neighbor-Disc from the grave because you're only controlling Chronomalies. And you can make them level 5, but in that sense, Neighbor-Disc effect makes sure you can only summon Chronomaly cards, or you can only use their effects, so you wouldn't be able to actually get a Infinity effect off. But it does promote rank 4 and rank 5 plays. I've tested it a little bit. I don't really like it that much. And some other cards that people have ran, Soul Charge, Fusion Support, and Network. I feel like Network's too slow unless you're running like a full-on Banish build. Fusion Support's cool, but it's not it's not gonna work unless you have a graveyard or a fusion spell to actually pull off. A Hero Lives would be cool if you can pay half your life points to just fusion summon a machine type from your extra deck. for no cost or whatever. It would be cool, but it doesn't do that. And then Soul Charge likes you out of the battle phase. That kind of defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do half the time in the battle phase. So I do not like Soul Charge. These are just, some comments on cards that have tested, people have played and tested. It's just, I have been unable to consolidate the extra deck to where it doesn't feel like I'm limited in other areas like fusions or rank 5 to fit in rank 4s. But these are good choices to complement Infinity. And like I said, since Infinity is a little more restricted to what decks can actually use it, again, outside of running the Chronomaly engine in some decks, it's really just up to what you can and can't fit in it. But I like protecting Infinity now, so having the access to protect it and get its effects off, it's not as expected. So I do feel like that a slightly more focused trap build is the way to go currently. But other than that, like I said, the strikes, warning, those cards are really going to be good in any deck. But like I said, being able to back up Infinity with those cards just really is useful in making your plays go through. If you guys like the video, let us know any changes you may have been testing that I did not mention in my little side portion. Just let us know. Catch you guys later.